post-game show. Josh Howe, Rachel Galligan. Air Force wins it for the first time this season, 78-71. Two areas key for the Falcons today: three-point shooting, free throws. Air Force really good in both those departments here this afternoon as we go to the highlights.
Yeah, Air Force shot 36%. 46% rather from the three-point line, but they were aggressive. They got themselves to the free throw line. That was a big critical stat in this game, as they shot 31 free throws as opposed to Texas State 20. And honestly, it was a balanced scoring attack. You had 4 players scoring in double figures, and I really felt like every time Texas State started to go on a run, you had that 8-0 run that kind of was in the middle of the second half. I really felt like Air Force did a great job of responding. You know, this was a tough game with a lot of adversity, a game that was a little bit choppy. It was hard to get into a flow, and I felt like the Falcons were mentally tough. They handled the adversity extremely well, and every time the Bobcats started to do something offensively, they had a response, and that's a credit to the Falcons.
Yeah, and they did a great job sharing the wealth. 4 different players scoring in double figures. Sid Tomes led the way with 19, Lavelle Scotty 15. Chris Joyce, well, he had a double figure game with 11 points, and A.J. Walker with a dozen. Big stat again, Air Force 12 of 26 from downtown, 46%, and from the free throw line they were 22 of 31. Most importantly, the key stat, they get win number 1 of the season, and they have to be feeling good. Tough road trip coming up. They got 2 on the road, one of those in Fort Worth to take on TCU, but Dave Pilipovich has got to feel good about the way his team heads out to that road trip against Army and then TCU.
Yeah, I think you have to, you've got a team that was able to respond to that Idaho State loss at home, and they really shored up a lot of the things that they needed to do better at. And those 2 things were, one, being able to knock down the 3 ball, which they did an exceptional job at tonight, and a better job defending. I think they kept Bobcats on their heels for the majority of that 40 minutes and made everything difficult. They really made them work for every point they put up on the board. So defensively, that was a great showing by Air Force, and you go out on the road now, you have to be able to build up on that as well.
Air Force certainly taking advantage of Clune Arena here. They're not going to be home for a while. They don't return home until December the 1st when they take on Jackson State. So a big stretch coming up for the Falcons, but again, they head down to the road trip. Army and Texas Christian with a 1-1 record. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. From our partner, Rachel Galligan, our entire crew, this is Josh Howe saying so long here from Clune Arena. The Falcons, they get the victory this afternoon over Texas State, 78-71. So long, everybody.